Life will test you again and again. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and challenges so overwhelming that you may wonder if you can keep going. That's not a possibility, it's a certainty. But the real question is, how will you respond? Will you crumble under the weight of adversity, or will you use it as fuel to become stronger, wiser, and unshakable? The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire through war, betrayal, and disease. Epictetus was born a slave, yet became one of the most profound philosophers in history. Seneca endured exile and political chaos, but never let external circumstances dictate his inner peace. These men didn't just talk about resilience, they lived it. And today we're going to break down 6 Stoic habits that, if mastered, will make you mentally indestructible. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are battle-tested principles that you can apply immediately. But before we begin, I have one request for you. If you find value in the lessons we share, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us continue bringing you life-changing Stoic wisdom. And most importantly, stay with me until the very end, because every habit we're about to discuss is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Miss one, and you might miss the key that unlocks your resilience. Now, let's begin. Habit number 1. Embrace discomfort, the path to growth. Most people run from discomfort. They avoid anything that feels difficult, unfamiliar, or uncertain. But the truth is, comfort is the enemy of growth. The Stoics trained themselves to embrace hardship. They understood that avoiding challenges only makes you weaker, while facing them head-on makes you stronger. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every time you willingly step outside of your comfort zone, you expand your capacity to handle life's inevitable difficulties. The mind is like a muscle. If you don't push it, it doesn't grow. The Stoics believed in voluntary hardship, practicing discomfort to strengthen their resilience before real adversity arrived. They fasted to train themselves to endure hunger. They exposed themselves to the cold to build toughness. They intentionally slept on the floor to remind themselves that luxury is not a necessity, but a preference. To develop an unshakable mindset, you must adopt the same approach. Physical discomfort. Push yourself at the gym, take cold showers, or walk instead of taking the easy route. Mental discomfort. Read difficult books, have challenging conversations, and expose yourself to new perspectives. Emotional discomfort. Face rejection, put yourself in uncomfortable social situations, and learn to sit with difficult emotions without running from them. The next time life throws something difficult your way, don't resist it. Accept it as training, because the stronger your tolerance for discomfort, the stronger you become. Growth is never found in comfort, it's found in struggle. So instead of avoiding discomfort, welcome it. Train yourself to endure. And one day, when life hits hard, you won't crumble, you'll rise stronger than ever. Discomfort is the price of strength. Every great thinker, every powerful leader, and every resilient person you admire has one thing in common. They refused to let difficulty defeat them. Instead, they embraced it, learned from it, and let it shape them into someone greater. That same power is within you if you choose to use it. Habit number 2. Control your emotions. Master yourself. We've all been there, losing our temper, saying something we regret, or letting fear dictate our choices. The truth is, emotions are powerful, and when left unchecked, they can control us. But here's the Stoic approach. Emotions themselves are not the enemy. It's how we react to them that defines our strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, no matter what happens, you always have control over one thing: your response. Imagine someone insults you. Your first instinct may be to retaliate. But what if instead you paused? What if you asked yourself, will this matter in a week, in a month. That moment of awareness gives you power. It stops you from being a slave to impulse. The Stoics taught that emotional mastery isn't about suppressing what we feel, but about understanding and controlling our responses. Here's how you can practice it. Pause before reacting. When emotions flare up, count to 5. Give yourself a moment to process before responding. Reframe negative emotions. Instead of thinking, "This person disrespected me," reframe it as, "This is an opportunity to practice patience." Train yourself to be indifferent to insults. Epictetus said, "If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against their words, but respond with actions that prove them wrong." Use journaling as an emotional outlet. Marcus Aurelius wrote his private thoughts in meditations to reflect on his emotions and adjust his mindset accordingly. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you won't feel anger, fear, or sadness. It means you won't be ruled by them. You decide how you react, and that is the foundation of true strength. One of the most powerful practices in emotional mastery is self-awareness. When a strong emotion arises, instead of reacting immediately, take a step back. Observe the feeling without judgment. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? What is this emotion trying to teach me? By doing this, you transform emotions from forces of chaos into sources of insight. Another key element of emotional mastery is acceptance. The Stoics did not seek to eliminate emotions. They sought to understand them. If you feel fear, it does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. If you feel anger, it does not mean you are out of control. It means something matters deeply to you. Instead of suppressing emotions, learn from them. Use them as tools for growth rather than weapons of self-destruction. By mastering your emotions, you gain the ultimate power, the ability to remain unshaken, no matter what life throws your way. This is what separates those who are at the mercy of circumstance from those who shape their own destiny. And the good news, this power is within you. It always has been. Habit 3. Accept and adapt to change. Amor, Fati. Change is inevitable. Nothing in life stays the same. The seasons change, people evolve, and circumstances shift in ways we never anticipate. Yet, despite knowing this, most people resist change with every fiber of their being, clinging to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves them. But the Stoics had a different perspective. They embraced change, not reluctantly, not begrudgingly, but fully and completely. They called this mindset Amor Fati, which translates to love of fate. To the Stoics, life wasn't something to be fought against. It was something to be accepted in its entirety, the good and the bad, the joyful and the painful. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the very obstacles we resist are often the path forward. Every difficulty contains within it an opportunity, if we are willing to see it. But how do you apply Amor Fati in your life? Stop resisting reality. Fighting against what is only leads to frustration. The more you resist change, the more you suffer. Reframe challenges as opportunities. Instead of seeing difficulties as unfair burdens, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? Trust that everything serves a purpose. Even the most painful experiences can shape you into a stronger person. The loss, the failure, the betrayal, these are the lessons that forge resilience. Let go of what you cannot control. The Stoics believed that worrying about things outside your control is a waste of time and energy. Focus instead on how you respond to them. The greatest test of resilience is how well you adapt to the unexpected. The strongest people are not those who avoid hardship, but those who face it head-on, willing to adjust, evolve, and thrive no matter what life throws their way. So, the next time change comes knocking, don't resist it. Embrace it. Love your fate. Because when you stop fighting life, you start mastering it. Habit 4. Discipline over motivation. The power of consistency. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the tide, often failing us when we need it most. That's why the Stoics never depended on motivation. Instead, they built their lives around discipline, rigid self-control, and unwavering commitment to action, no matter how they felt in the moment. The greatest achievements in history were not driven by fleeting bursts of inspiration, but by relentless consistency. Every great warrior, philosopher, and leader, from Alexander the Great to Marcus Aurelius, understood this fundamental truth. Success is not about how you feel, it's about what you do. Discipline means showing up, no matter what. It means doing the work when you don't feel like it. It means training even when you're tired. It means sticking to your principles even when no one is watching. The Stoics practiced extreme self-discipline in all aspects of life. They woke up early, adhered to strict routines, and engaged in constant self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he was not owed an easy life and that duty came before comfort. How can you build discipline like a Stoic? Create a non-negotiable routine. The key to discipline is structure. Wake up at the same time. Set specific times for work, study, and exercise. Your habits should be automatic, not optional. Act regardless of emotion. If you wait to feel motivated, you will accomplish little. Make a commitment to act even when you don't feel like it. Hold yourself accountable. Track your progress. Journal your efforts like Marcus Aurelius did in Meditations. Be honest with yourself. Practice voluntary hardship. Challenge yourself with small tests of discipline, cold showers, fasting, waking up early. The more you train, the stronger your willpower becomes. Discipline is what turns potential into reality. It is the backbone of success, the foundation of an unshakable mind. If you master discipline, you master your life. Greatness is not built on comfort. It is built on the days when you don't feel like showing up, but you do anyway. It is built in the small, unseen choices that add up over time. It is built through consistency, effort, and a refusal to give in to weakness. When you live by discipline, nothing can break you, because you are not at the mercy of your emotions. You are in control. Habit number 5. Master your perception. The art of seeing clearly. Your perception is your reality. How you interpret events, challenges, and obstacles shapes your response to them. While most people react emotionally, influenced by biases and fears, the Stoics understood that mastering perception is key to mental strength. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This means that often our suffering doesn't come from external events, but from how we interpret them. A problem is only as bad as your mind makes it. A situation is neither good nor bad until you give it meaning. Marcus Aurelius reinforced this idea when he said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." The event itself is neutral. It is our perception that turns it into something negative or positive. The ability to see clearly is what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who rise above adversity. A weak mind sees obstacles as roadblocks, while a strong mind sees them as stepping stones. A weak mind lets criticism create self-doubt, while a strong mind sees it as an opportunity for growth. A weak mind reacts impulsively, while a strong mind pauses, reflects, and responds with wisdom. To train your perception, cultivate detachment. Step back from the chaos of emotions and view things as they are, not as your fears or desires paint them to be. See failure as feedback, challenges as lessons, and rejection as redirection. The world is not against you. Your mind is shaping your experience. Change how you see things, and you change your reality. Habit number 6. Detach from outcomes. Focus on what you can control. Most people tie their happiness to results. They believe that success, love, and personal fulfillment are only valuable if they achieve specific goals. But the Stoics taught that the only thing you truly own is your effort, not the outcome. Epictetus emphasized this truth. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your actions, your thoughts, and your choices are within your control. But the results? Those depend on many external factors: timing, circumstances, luck, and other people's decisions. When you focus too much on the outcome, you invite anxiety, stress, and disappointment. The athlete who obsesses over winning loses the joy of the game. The artist who creates only for approval stops creating with passion. The entrepreneur who fears failure becomes paralyzed by indecision. But when you shift your focus to what you can control, your preparation, your discipline, your integrity, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes with expectations. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have goals. It means you should approach them with a mindset of detachment. Work as hard as possible, give your best effort, but release yourself from the burden of needing a specific result. The Stoics believed that success is in the doing, not the recognition. Detaching from outcomes brings peace. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, living with excellence, taking action without fear, and finding fulfillment in the process rather than the reward. True power lies in knowing that external events do not define you, only your response does. Mastering these 6 habits isn't about achieving perfection. It's about constant practice. The goal is not to become emotionless or immune to hardship, but to develop the ability to navigate life with wisdom, resilience, and control. The Stoics lived by these principles because they knew that life is unpredictable. You will face challenges. You will experience loss. You will encounter obstacles you never saw coming. But with these 6 habits, you won't just survive. You will thrive. 1. Embrace discomfort. Challenge yourself daily so that adversity never breaks you. 2. Control your emotions. Be the master of your reactions, not their slave. 3. Accept and adapt to change. Love your fate, and life will become lighter. 4. Choose discipline over motivation. Show up every day no matter what. 5. Master your perception. How you see the world shapes your reality. 6. Detach from outcomes. Focus only on what you can control. Now I leave you with a challenge. Pick one of these habits and start applying it today. Small daily improvements lead to extraordinary transformations. Don't wait for life to test you. Start strengthening your mind now. And if this message resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join us in this journey of Stoic wisdom. Watch our next video for even deeper insights into mastering yourself and your life. Stay strong, stay disciplined, be Stoic,